Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Data Sculptor. Today we are going to see another interesting SQL question. So, this time we have a table called events where you have multiple columns called session ID, event type and event name. So, if you see for each and every session ID multiple events occurred. So, the question is you need to find the total count of consecutive events. So, that means, so if you see for the first session ID 1, you have the events login, view and purchase. So, login, view and purchase is a sequence, and if you see the output login, view and purchase. So, we need to see how many such sequences occurred in this entire data, and if you for the first session one sequence occurred. So, initially we will having one, and again for login, view and purchase. So, if you see for session ID 3 also login, view and purchase happened. So, here total number of sequence for login, view and purchase is 2, right. Similarly, for each and every consecutive events you need to find the number of sequence that happened. So, now let us take another example. For session ID 4 you have 5 events. So, login, search, view, add to cart and purchase. So, login, search and view one sequence, search, view and add to cart is one sequence, and view, add to cart, purchase is one sequence. Okay. And if you see session ID 7, login, search, view is one event, one sequence, search, view and view, here view has come twice. So, search, view and view is one sequence, view and add to cart is one sequence, and view, add to cart, purchase is one sequence. So, initially we have to find all the possible sequences, and we need to see number of times each sequence is occurred in this data set. So, hope you all understood the question. So, if you find it little confusing, I suggest you to rewatch this part again, so that you will get clarity before we jump into solving this question. So, now let us go back to SQL Server Studio and see how to solve this. So, we have this data as we have discussed earlier. This is the event table, its session ID, event type and event time, and we have inserted this data already. So, you can see this input. So, first what we will try to do is we will use the row number function, and we will assign a row number for each and every event type based on the session ID. So, for every session ID we will do the row numbering. Okay. So, for session ID 1, login will be row number 1, view will be row number 2 and purchase will be row number 3, because we will do the we will assign the row number based on the event time. Okay. Then we will try to see the next steps. So, first select session underscore ID comma event time, event type and event time, event type and event time, and next is row number, row underscore number over partition by. So, we have decided to assign row number for every session ID. So, we have to use the partition by session underscore ID order by event underscore time in descending event underscore time as Rn, okay, from event. Okay. Okay, is it event or event? So, now if you run this query, let us see what is the output you are getting. So, for session ID 1 you have 3 events 1, 2 and 3, and for session ID 5 you have 5 events. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and for 7 you have 6 events. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, now our challenge is we need to bring 3 consecutive events into single row. Okay. So, our challenge is to categorize all the consecutive events in a session to a single row. So, what I will try to do is, if you remember the output, we have 4 columns: event 1, event 2, event 3 and sequence count. So, event 1 is the first event, event 2 is the second event in the sequence, and event 3 is the third event in the sequence. So, that is now we will have to see how to convert this data into multiple columns. So, what I will do first, I will keep this in a CTE with CTE as. Okay. So, since we have assigned this row number, what I will try to do is I will try to provide a self join. So, select from CTE A left join CTE B on A dot session ID is equal to B dot session ID and A dot Rn is equal to B dot Rn minus 1. Okay. So, when I try to do this, what I am getting is, so if you see, for every session ID I am trying to get the next row. Basically, for the first row I am trying to get the second row, and for the second row I am trying to get the third row, and for the third row I am not getting anything. Okay. So, basically here I am trying to get the second row in this. Now, I have to I will try to get the third row also in this same query. So, what I will do again, left join CTE C on A dot session ID is equal to B dot session ID and B dot Rn is equal to C dot Rn minus 1. You can do here this C dot session ID also. So, both of them will be the same. So, it will not give any difference. So, now if you see here, so here for session ID 1 you are getting login, view and purchase as one sequence, okay, and view, purchase and blanks, this sequence we have to ignore. And for session ID 2, login, add to cart and purchase is a sequence, and add to cart, purchase and blank and null sessions we have to ignore. Okay. And similarly for everything, okay, let us try to do an order by, so that we will get more clarity. Order by A dot session ID. Okay. If we do this, we will try to get more clarity. So, if you see, login, view and purchase is the first 3 events for the session ID 1. So, for the first row, login, view and purchase, now we have got 3 columns, and for the whatever sequence is required, we have got it in a single row with multiple columns. View, purchase and null, this row is this row we have to ignore, and purchase, null and null, this row also we have to ignore. Okay. And similarly for session ID 2, we have login, add to cart and purchase. So, only this row we have to keep and other rows we have to ignore. So, basically here we have to filter out everything where you have nulls in any of the column. Okay. So, how do you do that? Where A dot session ID is not null and B dot session ID is not null and C dot session ID is not null. Okay. So, now let us see if this particular filtering is helping us filter out the required data. Yes, now it is, you are able to filter out. Okay. So, now let us validate. Now, what we will do, instead of selecting all the columns, A dot event type as event underscore 1, comma B dot event type as event underscore 2, comma C dot event type as event underscore 3. Okay. So, now let us see, let us try to validate whether we are getting the required data correctly or not. Okay. So, okay, let us keep the session ID also, so that it will be easy for us to validate. So, for session ID 1, you are getting login, view and purchase. So, which is fine. Session ID 2, login, add to cart and purchase, this is also coming fine. For session ID 3, again login, view and purchase, this is also fine. And for session ID 4, login, search, view, this is coming correctly. Search, view and add to cart, this is also coming correctly, and view, add to cart and purchase, this is also coming correctly. And now let us directly go to session ID 7. So, session ID 7, login, search and view, this is also coming correctly. Search, view and view, this is also coming correctly. View, add to cart correctly, and view, add to cart and purchase correct. So, now we have got whatever sequence of events are there in the entire data, we have got this all the sequence. Now, the next challenge is you need to find the number of sessions or number of the sequences. Okay. So, how do you calculate the number of sequences? So, simply here count of session ID, A dot session underscore ID as sequence underscore count. Okay. since we are using the count, we have to use the group by. So, I will copy this entire thing in a group by, and let us remove the aliasing. In group by you do not require alias. So, now this is, let us see if we are getting it correctly. Yeah. So, now let us try to order by the sequence, okay, sequence count. So, order by 4 descending order. Okay. Yeah, if you see here, login, search and view is this occurred 3 times, and view, add to cart and purchase also occurred 3 times. Okay. So, login, search and view, and login, view and purchase, this occurred 2 times. So, login, view and purchase is for session ID is 1 and 3. So, this is correct, and so let us validate for login, search and view. Okay. So, login, search, view, yeah, for session ID 4 you are getting one login, search and view sequence, and session ID 5 also you are getting login, search and view, and session ID 6 you are not getting, but for session ID 7 you are getting login, search and view. So, there are 3 sequences, and next is view, add to cart and purchase. So, view, add to cart and purchase we need to see. So, for session ID 4 view, add to cart, purchase you are getting, and for session ID 6 view, add to cart and purchase you are getting 1, and 7 view, add to cart and purchase 3. So, the total 3. So, in this way you will calculate the number of sequence for every sequence of events you have in the data. So, hope you all understood the question and also the solution. So, for you to practice better, I am giving you multiple data sets. So, till now in my entire videos I have given you only single data set with whatever data set I have provided in the question. So, now I will be providing multiple data sets in the description. So, you can you can practice with multiple data sets and see if your query is passing all the scenarios. If you have any doubts or questions, you can ask in the comment section, and if you like this, please click on the like button and also click on subscribe button for more videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.